Today we are talking about Grigory Yefimovich Rasputin, who was known as a man whore, a player, and he was also jerkish, crazy, creepy, ugly, and he stink like poo. But despite all these insults, he was very magical. He was a magical creature. He was unicorn-like, which made him the person he is. So Rasputin had a pretty normal childhood, except it wasn't very normal because he was poor and he could barely afford food. And he didn't have much to do, so during his free time, he went out to the river with his brother Dmitri, who was 12 at the time. And his brother was like, "Hey Rasputin, let's go to a river. Let's put the Putin in Rasputin." So they went to the river and they were having fun. They were having the time of their lives. And Rasputin suddenly goes, "We're in Russia. Why are we even out here? We're going to get sick." But Rasputin didn't get sick. It was his brother who got sick. And his brother was coughing and sneezing. And he was like, "Oh, it's just a little cold. I'll get over it." And then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh my gosh, I have pneumonia." And he ended up dying from pneumonia because it kills you. After Dmitri died, Rasputin was left depressed for 2 years. And after those 2 years, he came back better than ever because he had magical powers. And with those powers, he was able to cure animals and read people's minds. And it was the best thing for a 10-year-old. He was so happy. And so he once found an angry cow. And he was like, "Cow, why are you so mad all the time?" And the cow was like, "What is this idiot talking about?" And then Rasputin was like, "What do you mean? You're always bumping other cows and you're always trying to eat everyone's food. You're always so mad." And then the cow was like, "I'm pretty mad at talking to you right now." And Rasputin was like, "Alakazam," and he cured the mad cow. Now for the mind reading, he was always a catch for women. So while he was flirting with women and a girl was just randomly thinking about any type of food, he would be like, "Oh, here you go." So once he was talking to this woman and she was in her head thinking, "Oh, I really want some chicken right now. I don't know why, I'm just craving chicken." And he was like, "Zam, here you go. Have some chicken." "I'm overdosing on sex. Is that even possible?" And he was like, "I'm tired of all these ladies. I'm just going to go somewhere else and monk it up, use my powers for something." So he left to the mountains and he met some monk brothers and he went to go meditate. And while meditating, he was like, I want some ladies. And he realized that monking wasn't his thing. So when he went back, he had nothing else to do. So he was like, "I'm going to go back to women, but this time I'm going to try to settle down." So he met a girl named Praskovia and he proposed to her. But she said no. And he was like, "Come on, I'm packing heat." And she said, "No, I don't care about your thought status. I'm not about to sleep with you. You probably have AIDS." And she was like, "I can't believe this guy is proposing to me. He's so ugly. Why would he go for me?" And afterwards, Rasputin wouldn't give up. It took 6 months for her to finally say yes because Rasputin was like, "Will you marry me?" And she was like, "Fine, I'll marry you, but only because you'll finally leave me alone and I feel bad for you." So after getting married, Rasputin left his wife and his only daughter and he was like, "Okay, bye guys, I'm leaving. Peace out." And he went to Greece where he met the royal family. And the queen introduced herself to Rasputin because she was like, "Oh, hey, I've been looking for you. I heard about your powers." And he was like, "Oh, okay. If you want to go there, then let's go." And she was like, "No, not those kind of powers, you idiot. I'm talking about the powers that you have that can save my son's life." So Rasputin then went to where the royal family lives and he cured the son. And he gained the king's trust and the queen's affection. At this point, Russia was in a pretty bad position. It was about to go to war. And Tsar Nicholas was pretty desperate. Explains why he met Rasputin and they were friends. So he was like, what should I do? My country is like falling apart right now, and I have no idea what to do. I'm a mess. And then Rasputin was like, I know what you should do. You should go be commander, and I'll be commander here at home. And he was like, okay, bye. Gotta go be commander. I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess I'll go. Wing it. So since he was commander, he was having influences on political affairs, and he was like, damn, I'm good. And Lenin was like, what is this idiot doing? He's even more. One shady former prostitute was hired to kill him, so she was all seducing him. She was like, hey, Rasputin, come with me. Let's go to my room. And he was like, okay, you seduced me, so now I gotta go with you. And they went to the room, and she pulled out a knife, and she was like, don't worry, it's plastic, but it was made out of metal. But it's plastic, don't worry, you're safe. And he was like, okay, that's a bit kinky, but okay. And so she grabbed the knife and all of a sudden just stabbed him. She was like, hi-ya! And she stabbed him in the gut. And then he grabbed a stick and was like, no, you thought. Prince Felix had poisoned his cake and his wine, but Rasputin didn't die. So Prince Felix and the men were all whispering to each other, what do we do now? He didn't die. And so Prince Felix grabbed his gun and he was like, we're taking this man down right now. So they shot his leg and he was like, my leg! And he didn't die because it was a leg. And then they shot his other leg and he was crawling on the floor. He was on his death floor by now. And he was crawling step by step, inch by inch, tear by tear. He was getting closer and closer to his death. Then they shot him in the head, and he was like, okay, I give up. But the guys were like, no, he's not going to die right now. We got to go drown him. So they threw him in the river and drowned him, and he was like, take me away.
He put the poo in Rasputin. He was a crazy dude. He put the poo in Rasputin. He was a crazy dude. You never knew what he was.